everyone. Welcome to our third week of Tuesday yoga. We're going to get started in child's pose. So go ahead and just bring your big toes together, knees out nice and wide, reaching your arms forward, shifting your hips back and down. And right away, start to connect with your breath. Okay, just breathing in and out through your nose as best you can, finding the rhythm of your breath. Allowing yourself to settle into the space, settle into your mat. Okay, let's take about 10 more deep breaths here, really focusing on finding the rhythm of your breath. Creating length through each inhale, pausing before you find length on your exhale. Okay, about halfway, maybe you start to lift your elbows up off the mat, lifting up onto your fingertips, lifting up the palms of your hands, still staying in child's pose, okay, but starting to make it a little bit more active. Maybe you ground your hands into the mat to press your hips back and down. Just about 5 more deep breaths here. Regrounding your hands back down into the mat. On your next inhale, shift forward, tabletop. Walk your knees underneath your hips and gently just start to move right away in and out of cat and cow. Letting your breath connect your movement. Allow your spine to articulate. Making our way back into child's pose. Okay, so big toes together, knees out nice and wide. Okay, we're gonna take a second variation here in our child's pose. So we're gonna start to lower our chest down. We'll bend through our elbows, bringing our hands to the base of our neck or into reverse prayer. Okay, if that feels okay. And then, kind of practice making sure your elbows aren't pointing out to the sides. We really wanna walk our our elbows forward. We want to be on, the upper side of our elbow, so more towards the flesh of like where your triceps are. So you're wrapping your biceps in towards your ears. Okay, and this will prep us for downward facing dog. So again, walk those elbows forward, start to wrap in, and then start to soften your chest down towards the mat. Breathe into that upper back space. Re-extend your arms forward to the top of your mat. Take your time shifting back up. We'll make our way back into tabletop. Okay, again, knees underneath your hips, tucking your toes under this time, and then we're gonna press and lift our knees just up off of the mat, just hovering them to engage our core. And again, think about this nice long spine. Notice if you wanted to round your spine, keep this neutral spine as best you can. Okay, I'm shifting from side to side, just start to activate my lower abdominals, but do whatever feels best for you here. We're just gonna say for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lower your knees down, and then coming back into our third variation of child's pose, okay? You can keep your big toes together, knees out nice and wide. You can bring your knees together. Again, kind of just check in what feels good for you. We're just gonna walk our hands just over towards the right diagonal. And again, any variation of child's pose with your knees apart or together is absolutely fine. Good, and then we'll walk our hands over to the left. Walking your hands back to the center, and we'll make our way, when you're ready, into your first downward facing dog. And when you get here, feel free to pedal your feet out, sway your hips from side to side, take your dog for a little walk. And then once you feel nice and even pedaling through your right and your left, find some stillness here in your downward dog. Activate your hands, press your hands down into the mat to really help lift your hips up towards the sky, and start to soften your heels down towards the mat. And again, checking back in with your breath, finding the rhythm of your breath here. Okay, good. On your next inhale, slowly look up at your hands and gently travel to the top of your mat, coming into your first standing forward fold. Okay, hanging on to opposite elbows. You can interlace your hands behind your back. Any variation here. Okay, releasing your arms down, and we'll slowly roll up to come all the way up to standing. Take your time. Let your head be the last thing that arrives. Reaching your arms up over your head, and exhaling hands at your heart center. Okay. Inhaling, reaching your arms up over your head. Exhaling, diving forward, nice big forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Right leg is going to step back, low lunge. Take your time stepping this right leg all the way back towards the back of your mat, lowering your right knee down, and then when you're ready, reaching your arms up over your head, coming into your low lunge. Good, okay, so root down through your feet. Feel lift up through your hips, your rib cage, your side bodies, okay, all the way up through your arms, radiating energy out through all 10 fingers. And then don't forget about the crown of your head. Let it lift and radiate out as well. Okay, good. Take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhaling, hands lowered down. Stepping back, plank pose. All right, so the left leg steps back to meet your right, and we're gonna hold here for about 30 seconds here in this first plank. And again, just activating the core. Okay, let your legs fire up. Scoop your abdominals up and in. Feel yourself press away from the floor. Nice, easy, easy breath. Okay, 5 more seconds. You can do it. Feel strong. Good. Lower your knees down. Half plank. Okay, good. Make sure not to shift your hips back towards your heels or your knees. Keep your hips shifting forward. Okay, 5 chaturanga push-ups, okay? So lowering down about halfway and then pressing right back up. And again, you can always do this with straight legs if you want to. Your option, your choice. Lots of options, okay? Good, one more, pressing down and up. And then on your last one, let's lower all the way down onto our abdominals, coming up into baby cobra. Hands shift back towards your rib cage, roll your shoulders back, lift up through your head, your upper back. Good, Good, and then exhaling, lowering down. We'll press back, downward facing dog. Okay, take your time. Again, move with integrity, whether you're moving through a full plank, moving through tabletop. Okay, don't miss any of those steps. Take those nice, simple steps moving in through each posture. Think about your transitions. Okay, good. Same leg. Right leg is going to lift up towards the sky. Okay, spin your toes down, heel up, and then slowly shift forward to step your right foot forward in between your hands. Back knee lowers down, and then reaching your arms up over your head when you're ready. Okay, and then all those self-adjustments. Rooting down, press through your right heel. Lift up through your side bodies. Drop your shoulders down. Radiate energy out through your fingertips. Good. This is a great place to thank yourself for your yoga practice today. Take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhaling, hands reach forward. Gently step forward, standing forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up, coming up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Second side, inhaling, arms reach up. Exhaling, bowing forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Exhaling, left leg steps back this time, low lunge. And again, take your time, control yourself, your movement all the way down into the posture. Move with ease, move with strength. Okay, good. From here, hands lower down, stepping back, plank pose. Again, we'll hold here for about 30 seconds. Okay. Feel that core kick in. You can always, again, do this on your knees. You can lower down onto your forearms if you'd like, if your wrists are bothering you, whatever feels good for you here. Okay, we're about halfway. Good. Smooth breath. Don't forget to breathe. No holding of the breath. Good, and then slowly take your time. Again, straight legs or bent knees. Let's lower all the way down onto our abdominals. Good, coming up into, again, a baby back bend, baby cobra. See if you can lift your hands up this time. So you're really using your upper back. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Great, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Same leg, left leg lifts up towards the sky. Toes down, heel up. Left leg steps forward, low lunge. Arms reach up over your head. One more big deep inhale in. Exhaling, hands reach forward, stepping forward, standing forward fold. Lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, bowing down, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly come all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay, let's step our right leg back so that we come onto our mat nice and long here. Turn your toes in, heels out, arms out nice and wide. Good, let's interlace our hands behind our back, roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart, and then exhaling, slowly start to fold forward, forward fold. Drop your head, make it nice and heavy. Good. Feel a nice big chest expansion here. Nice big hamstring stretch as well. Good, let's lower our arms down underneath our shoulders. Good, from here, let's lift up halfway. Good, shift your weight forward. Okay, let's do our left leg first. Okay, so let's walk our hands over towards our left foot. Turn your left toes out. Okay, you'll spin up onto your right toes, and let's lower this back knee back down like we're coming back into our low lunge. From here, we'll straighten our left leg, coming into half split. Okay, toes lift up towards the sky. Bump your left hip back in line with your right. Good, okay, and then again, we're gonna hold this here. Feeling the whole back of our legs open up here. Nice soft breath. Okay, with each breath that you take, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Maybe you can find a little bit more length. Okay, and remember, it's not about, your nose going towards your knee or getting so close to your leg that you lose integrity of the posture. Okay, you want to keep your hips square. You want to find length through your spine. Okay, great. Let's bend back into this left leg. Okay, tuck those right toes under, and we'll come up into twisting lunge. Okay, so right hand down, left arm up towards the sky. Okay, and then really see if you can press this right hip up towards the sky, and then drop your left hip down. And then I like to bring my hand onto my sacrum, onto my low back, so that I can really feel that my hips are level and I'm twisting from my rib cage and my upper back instead of twisting in from my hips. Okay, so I invite you to do that as well too. And then when you feel ready, you can extend that left arm up towards the sky, or just keep it on your low back. Okay, good. Look down, hands down. Okay, we're going to come through the middle of our mat. So hands to the inside of your left foot, left toes turn in. Coming back into your wide leg forward fold, and we'll go to the right side right away. Okay, hands around your right foot, spin up onto those left toes. Coming into your low lunge, half split, Ardha Haman. Hips shift back, toes flex up towards the sky. Good, and have patience on this side. Let it catch up to the left side. Good, a few more deep breaths here. Find a little bit more lift, a little bit more length. Good, and then start to bend back into this right leg. We'll come up into our high lunge. Left toes tucked under, left hand stays grounded, right arm reaches up towards the sky. And then again, taking your hand onto your low back, your sacrum, to really practice keeping your hips level. Left hip will lift up, right hip sinks down, and then slowly twisting from your rib cage, from that middle upper back. Good. Good, about 3 more deep breaths on this side. Good, hands again move into the inside of your right foot, and then walking your hands to the center of your mat, right toes turn in, and double check to make sure your big toes are in line with each other. And then any variation here, I'm gonna hang on to opposite elbows. You can take chest expansion again. Good, and your legs should feel nice and even now in this wide leg stretch after stretching out our hamstrings. Gently bring your hands onto your hips. And again, roll your shoulders back, elbows point up towards the sky, and on your next inhale, ground down, they'll rise up to come all the way back up to standing. Great, right toes turn out. Moving into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Bending into your right knee, arms will extend out. And again, radiating energy out through all 10 fingers, and then pressing your arms down into space. And then again, feel really strong in your arms here. And soft focus over your right fingertips. And then see beyond what's right in front of you, right? So I see my kitchen, okay, but see if you can send your focus and your gaze beyond that, okay? So maybe beyond the hallway, the building. What do you see? Good, take a nice big deep inhale here, turn your palms up towards the sky, straighten your right leg, reach your arms up over your head. Exhaling, Warrior 2, extended side angle, right forearm down on top of your quad, and then left arm will reach up and over, palm faces down. Good, keep rolling this left shoulder back into space, keep grounding into your left heel, and again, feel lots of energy through your side body. And try not to collapse through this right side. Press down into your right forearm so you feel really strong through the right side body. Good, inhaling, slowly come back up into 2. Slowly straighten your right leg, turn your right toes in. Warrior 2 on the left side, Virabhadrasana 2. Taking a few deep bends into that left leg. You can reset your arms if you'd like. Then nice soft focus over your left hand. Good, breathe. Okay, we're kind of moving through our flow a little bit quicker today. So again, check back in with your breath. Good, inhaling in, palms flip up, reach your arms up over your head as you straighten your left leg. Exhale, warrior two into extended side angle. Left forearm down, right arm reaches up and over, palm faces down. Good. Keep rolling this right shoulder back. Press down into your left forearm. Spin your chest up towards the sky. Coming on up, back into your warrior two. Take your time. Good. From here, let's straighten this left leg. Turn your left toes in. Here's our another wide leg forward fold. Take a break. Drop down. You can grab onto your ankles. You can hook onto your big toes if you'd like. Anything that you're working on here. Good, releasing your hands under your shoulders again, lift up about halfway. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of shorten my stance just a little bit here, okay? Hands on my hips, rolling your shoulders back, elbows up towards the sky, inhaling slowly, come all the way up to standing. Okay, and then we're gonna jump our feet together. Good, mountain pose. All right, coming back up to the top of your mat, inhaling, arms reach up over your head, exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, stepping back, moving through your vinyasa. Okay, so again, chaturangas, straight legs, bent knees, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Okay, you can take your time here in your back bends. Okay, but we'll meet back in downward dog. Good, lowering down onto your knees, tabletop. Okay, coming onto our forearms, we'll interlace our hands, okay? And we'll come right up onto our forearms. Good, and then let's come into forearm plank here, okay? So walk your legs back. Good, and again, one nice long line of energy here, and then really press down into your forearms so that you lift up and out of your shoulders. Good, breathing here. Good. Try not to crunch back and look back at your toes. Try to see if you can keep your focus towards your fingertips. Nice long neck. Good. Coming into dolphin pose. Walking your feet up, hips up, lift up towards the sky, just like you would in your downward facing dog. And this is always a great variation too. If your wrists are bothering you in your downward dog, you can always take downward dog on your forearms if you'd like. Okay. Still a lot of work. It's definitely not easier. Good, slowing your breath down. Okay, from here, let's lower down onto our knees and take child's pose again. Again, any variation here. Inhaling, slowly come on up, and then just shifting your hips just off to the side, and we'll prep ourselves for boat pose, okay? So sitting up nice and tall, lifting your chest up high. Good, and then keeping your toe tips on the ground here, okay? So you can leave them on the ground. Okay, you can start to lean back, and again, try not to round your spine. Keep this nice long spine. Maybe your toes float. We'll just stay in this little like half boat, okay, little ball pose here. Good, just holding here. Good, re-lift up, re-extend your spine up towards the sky, and then let's bring our legs into tabletop. Try to hug your knees in, okay, so really work those inner thighs, and then when you're ready, arms can extend forward, or you can keep your hands on the backs of your legs, okay? Okay, let's spread those 10 toes, okay, so we practice our yogi toes. Feeling nice space between each toe. Keep lifting up through your spine. Okay, great. From here, let's cross our right ankle on top. Hug your knees in towards your armpits. Flip your palms forward, okay? Pretend like you're doing crow pose. Get small, get compact. You can round your spine. Good. Lower your legs down and then fold forward, forward fold. Good. Inhaling, lifting back up. Readjusting. Here's our second boat pose. Again, take those kramas, take those steps, okay? Keep your toes down, chest up, and only when you feel ready, your legs can float into tabletop. And then again, only when you're ready, arms can extend forward. Keep lifting up through your spine. Spread your toes out. Hug your knees in as best you can. Good. This time, left leg crosses on top. Hug your knees in, flip your palms, get small, get compact here. Good. Keep lifting up through your abs. Lower your legs down, folding forward, the left leg crossed in front. Okay, last boat pose, coming on up. Knees come in. Okay, I'm going to shift back just a little bit, okay? Leaning back, and again, coming back up into your tabletop. Arms extend forward. Good, let's reach our arms up over our head. Good, reach your arms forward. Good, arms up over your head. Arms reach forward. Let's do one more. Arms up over your head. Arms reach forward, good. And then from here, we're gonna lower halfway down. And then lower all the way down. Oh, so good, okay. Hug your knees into your chest. I know, really, really hard stuff. Good, hug your knees in. Give yourself a nice little hug. We'll set ourselves up for bridge pose for just a little bit of back bending. Okay, so feet will be hip distance apart, knees will be hip distance apart, arms down by your sides. And inhaling, lift your hips up towards the sky. Once you're up, walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Maybe interlace your hands behind your back, and then really press your arms down into the mat to lift your hips up towards the sky. Good, keep grounding into your feet. Keep hugging your knees in towards the center line. And then start to lift up a little bit higher. Good, release your hands, lower your hips down, nice and slow. Good, this time arms are gonna be up over your head. Okay, so we'll reach our arms up over our head. On your next inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Good, soft breath here. Arms are going to move first. Arms will lower down by your hips. So lower your arms all the way down. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. Exhaling, slowly lower back down onto your mat. Good. Okay, last bridge pose here. Inhaling, lift your hips up towards the sky. And again, from here, you can take any variation you like. You can interlace your hands behind your back, arms up over your head. If wheel is in your practice and you feel warm enough, go for it, okay? But again, just listen to what your body needs, okay? Sort of a quicker practice today, so if you've been moving or, worked out before and you feel open enough to do more back bends, go for it, okay? You can also pause this and repeat this 3 more times, and then, you may feel super ready again to go into those back bends. Let's release our hands, lower our hips down, nice and slow. Okay, pause here for a moment in this neutral spine. Use the heel of your hands to press into your upper femur bones. Okay, so I'm going right into my hip crease. I'm gonna press my legs away. Okay, find a little bit of resistance. You might feel a little bit of traction in your low back. Oh, that always feels so good, especially in the sacrum. Gotta keep pressing your hands into those upper thigh bones, your femur bones, right in the hip crease. Okay, good. From here, right knee is going to fold into your chest. Left leg extends out long, and then let's reach this right leg up towards the sky. You can interlace your hands behind your hamstring if you'd like, or you can use a strap, a towel, blanket as well, a scarf. Okay, good. And then instead of bringing your leg towards you, okay, we're gonna press our leg into our hands. So again, we're finding this resistance. We're pressing our leg into our hands into our leg, and our leg's gonna be probably about 90 degrees or a little bit past that. And again, this is just to find some traction in the low back from the back bending. Okay, let's take another big deep inhale here. Now let's come into the hamstring stretch. Okay, so now we found this resistance. Find a little bit of softness, a little bit of release, and then maybe you start to walk your hands closer towards your ankle. Maybe you can hook your fingers onto your big toe. Again, here's the hamstring stretch, and again, just go to your edge, and it will be different every day at every moment of the day as well too. Okay. Okay, good. Lower your right leg all the way down to meet your left, and we'll switch sides. Okay, so left knee into your chest, right leg's nice and long, and then we'll extend this left leg up towards the sky. And again, find resistance here first. So we're not doing the hamstring stretch quite yet. We want to press this left leg into our hands or even into our strap so we find resistance, and then we want to pull it energetically in with our hands, but our leg's gonna win, right? Our leg's so much stronger. So again, this is for that traction in that low back. Also finding this active stretching, right? So we're pressing, resisting, then we'll find the release as we soften and bring our left leg a little bit closer to us for the hamstring stretch. And of course, any variation that you took on the first side, try to do it on the second side as well too. Got a few more deep breaths here. Good, and then slowly lower your left leg all the way down to meet the right. Let's extend our arms up over our head. Okay, good, and then bending your knees back in, planting your feet onto the mat. Right leg will cross up and over your left, so we'll practice this eagle legs, okay? So we want to wrap your inner thighs in. Lift your hips up and over to the right, and then let your knees just drop over to the left. Right arm can reach out to the right. Left hand can reach out to the left too, or you can bring your hands on your knees if that feels okay. And again, if this doesn't feel good with your legs, crossed in like this eagle position, you can unwind your legs, and just stack them just on top of each other or loosely. Okay, they don't have to be super tight if it bothers your low back. Okay, so again, just kind of find what feels best for you here in this twist. And then inhaling, slowly come on up. Okay, you're gonna keep the cross of your legs, so you'll keep your right leg crossed on top. Okay, I centered my hips back onto the mat here. Now I'm gonna hug my knees into my chest. Okay, drop your head, make it heavy. And then here's a little glute stretch on the right side. If you wanna go deeper here, you can walk your hands down your shins. You can start to walk your hands towards your ankle. And then if you move your heels away from each other, you'll get a little bit deeper stretch through the right glute. And again, just choose what feels best for you, okay? Good, gently release your legs down, unwind them, and we'll switch sides. Okay, so left leg crosses up and over your right leg, hugging your inner thighs in, lift your hips up and over to the left, and then gently drop your knees over to the right, and then re-extending your arms out if you have space. Of course, if you don't, you can keep your hands connected to you. That's totally fine. A few more deep breaths on this side. And then we'll slowly make our way back to the center. Keeping your left leg, again, crossed on top of your right. Square off yourself on your mat, straighten yourself off, and then slowly hug your knees back into your chest, again, for this glute stretch on the left side. And again, hands can be right on top of your shins here or your knees, and then taking, any of those variations to go a little bit deeper into the pose. Good, and from here you'll release your legs. We'll come into happy baby pose. Arms in the insides of your legs to grab your ankles or the outer edges of your feet, and gently just shifting from side to side. And then when you're ready, you'll make your way into Shavasana, legs out nice and long. Turning your palms up towards the sky. Slowly start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back into your bodies, circling your ankles and your wrist, shifting your head from side to side, stretching your arms up over your head. Give yourself a nice big stretch here. And gathering your knees into your chest, give yourself one last big hug here, wrapping your arms around your shins. And making your way onto your side. And coming on up to a seated position. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Just be in gratitude for your practice today, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat. Okay, take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste.